The Nuggets beat my Kings in heartbreaking fashion last night, and I'll try to remain as unbiased as possible, but I'm basically being asked, what should the Nuggets do from here? Their future is interesting. They have one of the greatest players of all time, and yet a pretty uninspiring supporting cast. The Nuggets are a good team. They should make the playoffs, but let's be honest, they're not a serious contender right now, which is fine for other teams like Sacramento, where basketball isn't really taken seriously, but if you're going to have Nikola Jokic on the roster, having statistically one of the 10 best seasons of all time, you don't really have time to sit around and wonder how you're going to be a contender. If I did an NBA futures draft, like what team would you like to be in the next 10 years, the Nuggets are probably in the top 10, right? Because Jokic is the greatest player on the planet, but it's still a really tricky place to be because they've given out so much money to players that just aren't good. I feel like the only way to retool the Nuggets into a true contender is going to be getting off either the Michael Porter Jr. or the Jamal Murray contract. And I think the Porter Jr. contract is the only one that really can be moved. I look at the Pistons and I see a team that might be willing to take on that money. I'm thinking like Tim Hardaway's expiring, Isaiah Stewart, and a protected pick. You get more financial flexibility, a backup center, and an extra asset. I think that's kind of the direction you have to head in to start retooling this. I think it's kind of a necessity because Jamal Murray's contract is 5 years, $246 million, the fifth most guaranteed money in the entire league right now. You couldn't pay someone to take that contract. So while Porter Jr. is playing well this season and on a much friendlier contract, he kind of takes the fall for this retool. The cameo request prompt for this video specifically mentioned a Jimmy Butler trade. I don't really think that's viable. I mean, it's possible, but it would take a lot of depth to be Porter Jr., Dario Saric, and Zeke Naji for Butler, and the Nuggets are already so strapped for depth. I also just think Butler's lack of a jump shot would really hurt this team that's already struggling for spacing and in this deal, giving up one of their best shooters. They also mentioned a De'Aaron Fox trade. Maybe it's my Sacramento bias showing through, but I just don't think the assets are there. I don't want Denver Nuggets pick swaps because they're always going to be better than us, and Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray is just not enough. There's going to be some serious changes in Denver. I mean, there has to be if they're going to be a serious contender again, because the issues they have, really expensive roster that's not great, isn't going to alleviate itself. There has to be some 3-for-1 deal where the Nuggets alleviate some of these cap issues. I'm sure they'll be fine. I mean, the keys for Denver to be a competitive team is a 3-step process. Jokic wake up, Jokic get on bus, Jokic show up to game. If they do that each time, they should be in the playoffs each season, but I would really like to see their supporting cast improved.